Hello everybody, my name is Valicia. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, what's up? So today I'm going to be going over my top 5 favorite books that I have read this year. These are strictly my 5 and 4-star books, the books that I read and just could not stop thinking about, the books that just took me to another world. These are the kind of books that make me like excited to read, because it's a few of them that I read this year that wasn't good. Coming in at number 5, these are in order, is The Last Black Unicorn by Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish is a actress slash comedian, and she's like been in the game for such a long time, but she's just now really starting to become well known. But anyways, this is a collection of just life-changing moments, like the moments in your life that change you for the best or the worst. These are the times in life where you get a major life lesson from them. This book had me laughing, it had me crying, it had me feeling I don't even know what. I actually have a review on this one and I will link it down in the description box. Tiffany Haddish goes through some abusive relationships and she has some unorthodox relationships. It's pretty well known that Tiffany Haddish dated somebody with mental disability, and she goes over that story in this book, and it is just way past bizarre. I found this book more on the inspirational side because she goes through some pretty traumatic experiences, and just to have the will to get up and keep going and to make people laugh when you're just going through hell is just amazing. At the end of the story, she does start name dropping, you know, big names like Kevin Hart, you know, just people that kind of been there for her throughout her career, and some backstabbing people that did her dirty throughout her career, which she did not name them like their known name, but she did give them like some funny nicknames. One in particular in here named is Rumpelstiltskin, and I am so 100% sure that Rumpelstiltskin is Lil Duval. I'm positive. Overall, I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. I gave it 4 stars just because I wanted more from this book, because she doesn't go into depth about her career and how she became who she was. It shows that she did comedy and acting like on and off, but she doesn't go into like the nitty-gritty details about her career. This is mainly just her personal life, and I did want to read about those stories where she's, you know, just constantly told no, but she didn't take no for an answer and she just kept going. I wanted more of that, and that's why I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. Coming in at number 4 is Dredd Nation by Justina Ireland. I am so happy I picked up this book, because usually I do not get books that take place back in the day in the US when black people were just treated terribly. It's a trigger for me, and I usually avoid those books like the plague, but something was like, hey, go ahead and give that book a try, and I'm so happy I gave this book a try. It was so good. It takes place during the Civil War era, and the catch is it's zombies. The story follows our protagonist, Jane, who is biracial. The U.S. has created this act called the Negro and Native American Act, where they send young Native American and young black kids to these combat schools to learn how to fight zombies. Once they graduate this combat school, they are then sent to a white family to protect the white family. And it sounds deep and just like it's gonna be real heavy, but I swear to God, this book was light and it was so funny. The main character, Jane, was hilarious. Some of her references like literally had me laughing out loud. Not just like, but I was like, you get what I mean. Overall, I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. There was a plot twist in here that I saw coming. I knew it was going to happen. Like, the whole story was building up for that, and I saw it coming, and that sucks. I hate when I can just predict a plot twist. Coming in at number 3 is a graphic novel by Johnathan Hickman. This is a horror graphic novel that follows an occult that worships the god Mammon, who is the god of greed, and it's also a murder mystery plot. This book was so good. It has a realistic quality to it. There's emails, police reports, and all kind of stuff that happens in here that I really enjoyed. And I really enjoyed the overall themes of the story. This story has really powerful theme, how money is power. I also really enjoyed every character in the story because there aren't any beta personalities in here. Every character in here is a alpha, like has a very dominant personality to where when they come in contact with each other, there's always a clash. Like it's always differences in opinions. And inside of the occult, it was so detailed of the hierarchy between all of these elites. I also have a review for this one, and I will link that in the description box also. I'm like a government conspiracy kook, so this book just like really fascinated me because it hit home to like so many different conspiracies that I know about, and I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. It's all real. It's all real. Overall, I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 stars. Coming in at number 2 is Sins of Empire by Brian McKellen, and oh my god, thickums, right? This book is literally like 600 and something pages, but I tell you guys, it is worth it. This book takes place in a young nation called Fatrasta, and it is on the brink of a civil war. It follows 3 protagonists, kinda, because they're all morally gray. None of them are all the way evil, and they're not all the way good. And the 3 main POVs are not like on the same side. They're clearly just, you know, self-interest only, which was amazing because you'll see them cross paths and you already know that, hey, don't trust this dude, don't trust this girl. I already know what they up to. They ain't none of them. They all ain't shit. And this is just the start of an epic adventure. I will say that this book is kind of like a continuation from the Powder Mane series by him. And if you're interested in this series, I would definitely recommend that you read that series first, because I wish I would have read that series first because this book was so good. But now reading Powder Mane would consider to be a prequel, and I really don't like prequels because I already know how the characters is going to end up. There are some major plot twists in here that you will not see coming. Nowhere near it. You won't even scathe it. The writing is phenomenal. Aside from the main characters, the side characters are great. The side characters are so prominent and just so intriguing that everybody's just great. They're all great. Overall, I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 stars, and I definitely will continue with this series. Last but not least is Wow See by Octavia E. Butler. This was the first book I read this year, and I fell in love with her writing. It is just revolutionary. She was ahead of her time. This book follows a demon spirit named Doro who is able to transfer into anybody just by a thought alone, and a shapeshifter named Ayanwu. Doro's plan is to create a supernatural race that is similar to him mixed with Ayanwu. So what he does is he just goes from country to country and find people that are special and unique like him and Ayanwu. He mates with them, have babies, and then he takes those babies, and when they grow up, he'll find his other babies, and then he'll mix those babies together, and then they'll have a baby, and then he practices eugenics. Doro is that character that you love to hate. He is despicable, but he keeps the story alive. Like, you don't know what the heck he's gonna do next. And Ayanwu is like that character that you just treasure because like she's just a naturally good person. This book was just phenomenal. I grabbed so many different themes out of this book. You know, the wrongdoings in eugenics, patriarchy, just so many things happen in this book. Overall, I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 stars. This book literally changed my taste of reading. I found after I read this book, I like books with a lot more substance and themes to it. Like, it needs to be a deeper meaning behind the book than just princess fall in love with prince and they live happily ever after. Like, I'm over that shit. It needs to mean something. It needs to teach me something. I need to be aware of something. It needs to be more than just a story. And this book did that for me. And that is it for today. Make sure you guys let me know if you've read any of these books, what you thought, and tell me some of your favorites because I need to read them. And bye.